Okay. I think finally got it figured out. I'm getting better at this. What is up? Eclipse Dawn here with another tarot reading. And this reading is for Virgo. I got all my thingamabobs and doohickeys and whatnot set up here. And I got the traditional Rider Waite deck here as well. Virgo. I also have Tarot Mucha, which I may or may not use. Um, I am at the end of a long day, but I was on my way home from working and wanted to really, well, pardon me with my craziness. I'm going to just come a little bit away from this little tiny camera here. New camera. So, anyway, I was on my way home from work and I just thought, I really want to do Virgo's reading. I know it's going to be late. I have excuses not to, but just started again. And I know, Virgo, that I haven't done a reading, posted a reading for you for a while. So it's time. And today is 8/8, so it's the Lionsgate portal, which is when Sirius, the giant major sun star, lines up with the tip of Giza and whatnot, right? So there's a lot going on. Sorry I'm laughing, I'm just tired. I'm a little bit kooky. I just dropped. Sorry. When I see it, when I reach it, I am pardon. So I'm gonna try to remember to speak up. And I am picking up this card here now from the ground. So these cards came out while I was shuffling just now. So I'm not really gonna take them. Well, maybe I will. But I see that there is recently a move you've made, moved out of someone's house, moved into someone's house, moved away, moved into a new mental plane, moved into more emotionally stable waters, moved into a new way of being by letting things go and only taking the things you need. There's definitely a story here about releasing yourself from a mental prison, to follow your intuition, to follow your memories, not your memories that you believe that you have, but the memories of your ancient ones that help guide you through your intuition memories. Yeah, I'm seeing that here. Okay. And I'm seeing that the blindfold is got an opening and you're peeking your eye out. So you're really able to see that there is, even though there maybe was, I'm hearing was, tumultuous waters, Virgo. You're moving on. Okay, so I'm going to put these back. Thank you. So Virgo, I wish you well, and I hope that this finds you in a good place. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, or for anyone who's interested in Virgo, I just ask that you come in the most benevolent love, the name of the most compassionate love, for the greater good of all beings, as always. For Virgo, this is for August 2020, but believe me, this can be relevant at any time. I was just listening to your reading prior. That was from a year ago, Virgo. A year and 2 months. June of 19. And it was pretty profound. That's on my page. I was listening to it and I get into some deep esoteric stuff. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I get pretty deep into it in that reading. So here you are. You are going over things that have happened in the past. You are living or realizing your childhood, you are um, being around family that remind you of who you are when you were a kid. You might be feeling nostalgic. You might be feeling like you're ready to leave that part of your life. And maybe you're walking out of childhood. Maybe you are just becoming an adult. Maybe you are remembering what it was like to be a child, and you're placing your priorities in kind of a place where is based on your foundation of who you were or your culture or what you were taught. Like there's certain things that are worth keeping. There's a certain level of innocence in those things. So just like go look to the deepest root of what that is and find the things that are worth keeping and let go of the other things. There was or is some level of betrayal that happened, and you are feeling like, okay, you're feeling like it doesn't hurt as much whatever happened. Like the people who thought they could fool you can't fool you anymore. There's not as much of an illusion, there's not as much of a confusion. That's kind of turning into dust, and it's more about healing the open wounds or the pain from the past. Sometimes when we go back to things that remind us of our childhood, it opens up old wounds. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's too much. Virgo. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Excuse my French. Lord Malanta. Pardon me. That was a lot. Okay, whatever I just said, I'm just going to move on. Go back and listen. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, everything came out. Virgo, you have something to say, or Spirit has something to say to you. What did the young one say? Someone spilled the tea, Virgo, and it's you. Oh, pardon me. What do I see? Again, with the Six of Swords here. We already talked about this, but now I'm seeing the pole. The pole here is the push, actually, in this situation. So don't get me mixed up. I didn't say pull, P-U-L. I said P-O-L-E, pole, is the push. And this is your leverage here. There is a saying, please don't ask me who said it. It's a very famous saying, and it's about leverage. And basically, it means you may move the entire world with a long enough pole because of leverage. The entire planet could be moved with the long enough pole because of leverage. But there's one more element to leverage, of course, and that is where you're pushing from the ground, the force that you push against, the thing the pole is pushing on. And that you don't see here. You don't see it here because you don't feel a sense of foundation right now. Okay? There's a pole that is pushing you along, but where that comes from is unforeseen because you're coming from an emotional place. Okay? But you're going to find it once you get to the land here. Okay? Let me put this aside. Virgo, what else came out? I haven't flipped these yet. They're right here. This is what landed on the deck. Wounded warrior. Wounded warrior. I think you're questioning whether you're capable or not of facing a certain level of, I don't know, trial and tribulation. Maybe right now, in order to be with somebody you really love, you're going to really have to step up your game. Like, you're going to have to become very confident in whether or not you can continue on. Um, Not that it's a contingency, but let's see what's behind this card because these two cards came together. The Lovers card is not just a relationship with the opposite sex, of course. or someone you're romantically involved with, but I do have to say it is someone you are intimate with. And it could be your inner male female sides and your collaboration of your yin yang and all of that beautiful thing. Everybody should and would and could feel this beautiful union here. I like to point out right here this little lumpy lump here. It's also the blue behind there. It's kind of like, the boobies when you're laying down. Okay, and then the red is kind of, sticking out there. There's something about a creation happening here in the clouds. This is alchemy and it's also fertilization. And of course, we have this snake. And the snake is here because it's about what? The story of Adam and Eve, of course, but knowledge of self, knowledge of the world, and also a burning inner flame like the violet flame, the thing that pushes you forward, the push and pull of the universe. So Gabriel's here, some say Raphael. It's one of the archangels. I see green. I would say it's probably Gabriel. That's my guess. But there's also red here. So we also see the sun. And I'm going to avoid numerology tonight because I'm too tired. But let me move on. There's something going on here with this relationship that has to do with you wondering if you can go on. Let's also see what's behind here. Yeah, your ninth cup. Okay, so maybe you got to a point where you were just going to be fine and you were just going to stay satisfied with what you have, or maybe you are satisfied with with what you had, so you're not really willing to push through or make a sacrifice for this relationship, even though you know it's a divine relationship, or maybe you feel like someone isn't willing to make that push. This someone could be very hurt and wounded. Like you could be hurt or wounded. Maybe you're deciding that you're not ready to move forward. Maybe you're satisfied with where you are. Maybe you're debating something about this. Let's see what came out as well. Well, okay. There's definitely something here where you are moving on from something thing with the 9 of Wands reversed. So they're looking at each other, and honestly, to me, they look like they are contending. They're looking at each other directly in the eyes, and they're saying, okay, look, there's this truth I have to deliver. There's this thing I need to look into. This thing that I need to research or I need to put into writing. This thing that I need to say with words. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know I wasn't going to get into numerology, but there's 10 birds. This is a full realization. This isn't just, excuse me, I'm going to turn on this music. This isn't just a little bit of a, okay, I want to say it. Spirit is definitely talking through me. This is why I wanted to do this reading. This isn't just a piss poor job. Okay, this isn't just some half-brained idea. Even though it's a page, this page has really put a lot of thought into what they're going to say. Okay? And they're coming from a truth. They're coming from a truth, not the truth. There is collusion or confusion sometimes. There is a dirty past in some way, shape, or form, or lies behind. Maybe there's someone who's spying on someone or blah, 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 blah. Whatever. This page, coming from this person's perspective, they have put a lot of thought. As somebody who is not fully mature enough to understand what they're going to do and what they're going to say, but they're carrying the sword of truth, and that's what they believe is true. And so you go and try to tell a young person that they're wrong when they truly believe something because that's what they've experienced. Okay, so there is a level of this rebellishness, right? But it's coming from a whole place. The thing is that sometimes it's a really painful truth and they're not tactful. Okay, and this energy is contending with this person who's been through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost 10 lessons that were hot and hard, like one wand on fire, telling you and teaching you. right? The Nine of Wands. This is the wounded warrior. But he is reversed here. And they're looking at each other. I'm tired, but this is what's true. All with this whole relationship going on. And maybe you really, okay, so it looks like some movement backwards too. Like maybe you thought you had everything and you do think you have everything, but maybe it isn't going to be what you think. You know, there might be a time of you moving on. You might not be surprised. I don't know. It looks like there's an eclipse happening in your soul. You might have to go back before you can move forward. So, I'm saying a lot, Virgo. Let's move on. I'm going to pull out some other cards real quick. Let's just see what the Tarot Mooches says. I kind of feel like using the book. Oh gosh, Spirit, come on. Pardon me, Virgo. Okay. Hold on, Virgo. I'm having a hard time with this because I don't want to hit the camera. I gotta fix my situation, Virgo. You know, you're good at that kind of thing. All right, come on. Let's clarify. Well, we got the Magician. You're in a time of transformation. You truly are. It's time for you to come into complete affirmation of your co-creation with God in your life. Here we go. Blessings upon blessings. The Sun card is here. Two major arcanas that are very, very, very brilliant. And I want you to really look at this face and respect. The Father. The child. The innocence. The passion of life. The sunflower is reaching to the sky and reflecting the sun by its own petals, each and every one, and then feeding us and nourishing us. And that's where we learn alchemy and become a magician in our life, when we utilize the things that God gives us, Goddess gives us. Okay? This beautiful union, something is a blessing in your life. There's always so much more to the story, they're saying. There's so much more to the story. Okay, one more shuffle. Jeez. Louise. Okay. You're not wanting to face something. There's something about trust here. There's something about you losing trust, not wanting to make a choice, and not saying it. There's something about an opportunity that's lost. Someone isn't communicating it, or someone has really communicated something very wrongly. There's a blocked energy. What is this about? Somebody doesn't know how to decide. Again, this leverage of what someone is in the middle of having to fight for what they believe in, and they're not sure which way to go, and they're tired. I don't know if it's you or someone, but they're not. There is no more standing in Okay, there's no more standing still, and there's no more um, being an indecision. Like the decision's already made. What is this? There's going to be something that is regretted. It might be an earth sign. Someone who might be who has taken too much, but there's still hope. Someone has taken for granted something about life and got really mixed up with what their priorities are. This is something you had walked away from or you're walking away from. Maybe it's a mentality you had. Something you felt you had to defend, or they felt like they had to defend, or they're defending and they're winning, but they're also feeling a lot of regret. Why? It's really about gaining, like reaping what you sow. Somebody is reaping what they sowed. But God is stepping in to heal this through changing something, no longer participating in negativity around other people or with other people, and like letting go and learning how to value things. Oh my gosh, it seems like there's a few people around you, Virgo, that are going to have to really change their perspective on things and learn how to balance their life. You might have a male and a female depending. Virgo, I have to say, like, you're going to see some things around you fall apart. You're going to learn what it means to balance your energy with what you give and what you take with people that you care about. There's somebody in your life maybe that is avoiding something that's really supposed to be a beneficial transition, and they're really stuck in something. They're stuck in something, and unfortunately they're not able to. It seems like there's bad influences around somebody. They're not able to keep it together with this certain thing. They really need to let go of this certain thing with a community of people or a project that they thought they were going to do with certain people that they were trying to collaborate with, and they have to let that go, and they have to hope for better times in the future and really work on sowing a better harvest. Aquarius, we just had an Aquarius full moon, and I really feel like it's influencing this person. I don't know if this is you or someone else, Virgo. Someone might have had a father figure that they're feeling a lot of regret about. Really having no more options. It's like the choice is already made, but then they're still not sure what they believe in. Like they don't know how they feel about it, even though the choice is done. Like there's no more going back and forth about the choice. It's already been made. There is reason to celebrate, and but I also have this feeling of overindulgence. Like, are we really at a point where we can let our guard down? Is what Spirit's saying. I don't think so. Not if someone isn't realizing the value of their worth and not protecting their family. And, maybe somebody is being careless or reckless or lost touch with what matters to them. But I do feel like your energy is the magician energy, Virgo. So I really feel like you might be helping people again. Again, I think you need to watch out for substance abuse. You need to watch out for people who aren't willing to let the things that are dead attached to them die and go away. Because you're learning how to balance your resources here, and so are they. But you can't do it for them. You're tired. And that would put you in a negative feedback loop. So value what you have. Don't give it all away, but also don't be afraid to choose. And even if it makes a sacrifice, there is something that is blocked here, some blocked energy. But I think that you are able to change it, Virgo. You're able to change it because you're the magician here right now. I hope this made sense to you. Let's see. Let's just read from the book here for a second. I'm going to read you the magician. You've got the sun card. Don't forget it. I don't mean to be negative. There's some really beautiful things going on in your life. Please don't forget. Don't forget. The sun card is the most positive card in the deck. Okay? I just want you to know that. The devil is here, but so is the lovers. So these are equanimous. I think that whatever's happening hasn't fully been decided, but there's a lot of beautiful, loving energy happening here. Okay? So let's look. The magician. The magician calls upon the energy of the universe to bring her desires into manifestation. Whether she imagines, whatever, she imagines shall come to pass when she brings the full force of her will and her vision. The wand she holds in her right hand is a conduit for the universal energy and provides a focal point for her intentions. Her left hand points to the earth, grounding the energy in reality, as she herself were a lightning rod. On the table before her lie the symbols of the minor arcana: sword, stave, cup, and disc, the elemental tools: air, fire, water, earth. The magician has everything she needs to fulfill any opportunity that presents itself. The true magic she embodies is the belief in her own powers. This is her art, in the highest sense of the word, as above, so below, divine and earthly creativity in perfect union. Whatever she chooses shall be: willpower, creative manifestation, divine gifts, choices, opportunities. See, not all bad, but you're the one that drives this. Okay? The sun. The sun rides forth bearing the triumphant banner that proclaims his joy. The walled garden of constraints and limitations is left behind. As surely as the day follows the night, the cycle of life has brought you through your troubles to a time of great happiness. Towering sunflowers show the way to enlightenment as they follow the sun in its daily journey across the sky. Now, at the peak moment of the summer noon, the sun child is in his full power. He is the spirit of growth, warmth, and new life emerging. His coming foretells a time of perfect bliss when all plans come to fruition and all problems dissolve like dew in the sunlight. Whether you have envisioned, whatever you have envisioned, will come to pass. Okay? So, be open minded. The devil is here as well. The devil assumes a pleasing shape to beguile the vulnerable to give into her temptations. She entices the weak to chase temporal goals of wealth, lust, dominion, and her crooning, deluct words assure her victims that more lofty pursuits are foolish. Why strive for goodness and kindness in a world that rewards neither? The immediate pleasures are all that matter. The beauty of the devil beckons and enchants. But look closer. She wears the ram's horns and ruthlessly batter. Peacock fan of empty pride, the bat wings of the darkest netherworld. Consider carefully the things that you tempt or tempt you. Consider carefully. And I added things that you tempt or tempt you. Tear yourself free of addictions, manipulations, and emotional bondage. Follow only those passions that lead you toward the light. Now, I, of course, as a Capricorn, have my own relationship with the devil card. Find the balance of what this relationship you're looking at. If it is a relationship between you or you and I and you, she and he, she, they, you and they, you and them. I don't know who it is. Them, they and them, whoever. There's a relationship going on. I say I and I because that's what they say in the Rasta terminology, which is just that God is you and you are God and I am you and you are me. Right? So this relationship has two sides and it can go either way. This relationship can last and be very beautiful and healthy, or it can go into a dark place and maybe not last as long. And either way, it's a blessing in your life. It's going to take communication and it's going to take a lot of work and commitment. So, or not. Maybe it's going to be a lot easier than you think, and the work and commitment you think you need to make is going to be in a different way. So, in one way, shape, or form, remember what you learned when you just recently went through a change, and know that it's what we manifest out of each other by the vibration we create that really creates the relationship. And so, bring the best out of yourself, and that will bring the best out of the person around you, and that will bring the best out of the relationship between both of you. Okay, that's my best advice, and I am just a human being, so I do that some of the time, and sometimes I'm an angel and sometimes I'm the devil, and we're all just children of God. So remember that, Virgo. I love you. Eclipse Dawn signing out. Whew, it was a long one.